Hi everyone, Nick here, and I wanted to jump on to share a really quick and very cool slide design effect that you can do right inside of PowerPoint. You don't need any other design software. You don't need Illustrator. You don't need Photoshop to do this. You can do this in PowerPoint. And this is the slide right here. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look that complicated, but if you look a little closer, check out the colorful frame, this gradient sort of color frame here, and then you see a giraffe. Now, the image is on top. Part of the giraffe is on top of the frame. Part of the giraffe is underneath the frame or behind the frame. So it's like the giraffe is kind of coming through that frame on the screen. And it's pretty cool. Now, I bet everyone can think like, oh yeah, I can get a picture of a giraffe, I can put a frame or a rectangle on top of it, and it will look really great. But if you start clicking around in PowerPoint, the effect that you need to use to kind of make the giraffe go through the frame becomes a little bit more challenging. So you need a little bit of PowerPoint elbow grease, but everyone can do this, and it's so cool. And I'm going to escape out of this slide. I first wanted to show you the inspiration for this. So one of the things I love doing is just scrolling Twitter and looking for design inspiration and looking for things like this. So recently, the American Alliance of Museums had their conference, and they posted this on Twitter. And I see the frame, and actually, my frame looks in terms of color, looks very similar to this, but my colors are a little bit different. I was using my own Spotlight Impact brand colors, but it is pretty reminiscent of that. But I thought this was so cool. Like, the man and his child are kind of coming through that box frame, and part of him is behind the box, and part of him is going through the frame with that pointing finger. And I thought that was so cool, and I just wondered, like, how did they make this? How could I possibly make this inside of PowerPoint? So I wanted to do that with this image here, and I wanted to show you over here how you can do this too. So I'm going to move over to this slide. This is just a picture that I got from Microsoft PowerPoint. We all know, go to the Insert tab, go to Pictures, and then click on From Stock Images, and you can search there for any sort of photo that you want. But I wanted to find a photo that had a really nice focal image, in this case the giraffe, and then kind of a background, because I know that eventually I'm going to have to remove the background from this photo. So it really works the best if you have a really clear focal image and then kind of more of a blurry background so that you can do that design trick. So the first thing that we want to do when we have this image on our slide is we're going to duplicate the photo. And so I'm actually just going to push Control D, and that duplicates the photo. Now I have two copies of the exact same photo right here. Now I'm going to put the photos so that they are exactly on top of each other. If you wanted to make sure that they were totally exact, just go ahead and select both of the photos, go up to the Picture Format tab, and use the alignment tool. So I'm going to align center, and I'm going to align middle, and now your photos are exactly on top of each other. I'm going to unselect so none of the photos are selected, and then what I'm going to do is just select this top photo here, and now we're going to remove the background from this photo. So Picture Format tab right here, and then go all the way over here to the Remove Background button. It's a pretty cool feature in PowerPoint that will remove the background of your photo, but you can see all of the pink area is the area that they're going to remove, that PowerPoint has said, oh, I think this is the background of the photo. And you see we have to make some adjustments because there's still parts of the giraffe that are going to be removed here. So all you need to do then is click on the keep areas or mark areas to keep. So click on that. You'll get the little paint or the pencil tool here, and I'm just going to kind of click a little bit in the areas that I want to keep. And you might have to do a little bit of clicking here. I see the ossicones, the horns right here on the giraffe are still purple, so I'm just going to click right there, just one little mouse click, and see, and that looked like it revealed those for me. But now we still have some of the legs that are removed and some of the tail that's removed. So let's just go here and just kind of draw down a little bit. Now you can see most of the tail. If I just draw down the tail this way, that's going to show up for me right there. Perfect, that looks good. And then down here on the legs, I just want to draw down with that pen, and it's going to keep those areas of the legs that I sort of specify. And so this feature in PowerPoint definitely is not perfect. If you wanted to go over to Canva and import this image into Canva, they have a beautiful remove background image tool that would work. So you could remove your background in Canva and then import it over here to PowerPoint if you wanted to, or you could do this entire thing in Canva as well. So I'm going to I think this is pretty good for the draft. So once you're finished kind of making all of those tweaks here to the remove background, click on Keep Changes up here. And now If you unselect the photos, now if I click this top photo, you can see now that the giraffe is now on top of everything. There's no background on this giraffe. So it's basically the same photo, but it's actually two photos. And I have this outline giraffe right here, which is pretty cool. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert that rectangle shape. So just go up here, insert the rectangle shape from that insert tab. And we're just gonna go ahead and you'll draw it to whatever position that you want to do it. Now we need to make that frame. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this photo or fill this image with no fill so that it becomes clear. And then on the outline, I'm actually gonna create this gradient outline. So I'm gonna click on gradient line, and then under linear, so the type of the gradient is going to be linear, and the direction I want to do this sort of left to right, where the white is on the left and the dark color is going to be on the right. But I'm going to just update this with several colors, and you can see this. It sort of defaults to these 4 gradient stops. So I'm just going to position them kind of how I want to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the width of the line really big. So I'm just going to click on the up arrow, and you can see, I think we're going to go all the way up to 20 here. Let's go up to 20 points. That's a pretty good gradient. So now you get a sense of that white, that sort of linear gradient style right here, the white all the way up to the blue. You could just make this a solid box if you wanted to as well. So I'm going to click on this, and now I'm going to update my color. So the white I want to be this kind of teal color or aqua color. And then I'm going to go over here. Let's see, let's make this red. Let's make that orange, and let's make this yellow. Pretty cool effect right there. Now this is really easy. We just put the box on top of the giraffe. This is also a pretty cool design effect that you could use. But now I'm just going to click on that the giraffe that I removed the background from. We're going to right click and move this to the front. So bring to front. You're going to right click and then say bring to front. And now you have an entire giraffe above the frame. That's also a really cool design effect. But how do we get half and half? How do we get the head to be above the frame and the tail to be behind the frame, or vice versa? All we need to do here with that top giraffe selected, we're gonna work with the crop image tools. So click on that giraffe, go up to the picture format tab, and then under the crop menu right here, we're just going to click on that, and now you get your crop markers here. Now if I wanted the head to be behind, all I would do is click on this top one and crop that first image right to this point, right below the frame. And now I'm going to click on crop to sort of solidify that. And now you can see I have half the giraffe in front of the frame and half the giraffe behind the frame. If I wanted to swap that and make the head in front and the tail and the feet behind, we just have to work again with that crop image tool. So I'm going to click on this again. We're going to go to the picture format tab, click on crop, and I'm going to bring the head back right here to the front. And now I'm going to drag the bottom crop tool, the bottom crop marker, all the way up to this point, probably right where the body sort of overlaps the frame. And now I'm going to click on crop. And now you have this really cool image. Put some text here. This would be such a great design effect, I think, for any of your slides, but particularly for maybe like cover slides or even cover pages of a report. It's a really, really slick design effect. So I hope that you go ahead and give this a try. Anybody can do it. It's so easy. You don't have to be a professional designer to really look like one using the tools that you already have, like Microsoft PowerPoint. If you like this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. You'll get notified every time I post a new video in data design, usually PowerPoint, Excel, or Word. I had a great time making this video for you as always, and I hope to see you all next time.